Welcome back to Let's Talk Yards. I am Max. We're back again talking about week 4 of the NFL. Unfortunately, we missed our review of week 3 because it was good old William's birthday, wasn't it?
My birthday, I had to go home for the weekend.
How was it?
Yeah, it was alright actually.
You enjoy yourself?
London for the weekend, it was good fun.
Texans gave you a good birthday present, didn't they?
Yeah, good fat L. Actually, it was on my birthday as well, so you know.
Yeah.
Good birthday present that was. A good
Cheers you
fat
up,
loss. And Bill O'Brien, saviour of the day.
Yeah, before we go off on a tangent, actually, this is a mad tangent. I was thinking earlier, do you know when people say, like, good morning and, like, good afternoon and then good night?
Yeah.
Why do we say good morning and good afternoon when we're, like, greeting someone, but then if you see someone in the night, you don't say good night? It's like when you're leaving someone, you say good night. How mad is it? Like, it proper messed my head up.
That's like a 3 a.m. thought on a Sunday.
Yeah, to be fair.
I can tell you watch the NFL, you watch Red Zone, and you're finished.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what do I think about now?
Okay. Alright, so, yeah. If you follow the NFL and if you're watching this or listening to it, you do, you'll know that both the Dallas Cowboys and the Texans lost last weekend. Unfortunately, Dallas Cowboys lost in the Superdome 12-10.
A close one.
It was a close one.
Close one.
It was similar to last year, actually. The Saints and the Cowboys played, and the Dallas Cowboys actually won 13-10. So
yes, I remember that.
So
was that one of the early games that the Saints lost the other year?
Yeah, it was.
That was one of the only games because I do remember that vaguely.
So maybe it's just the Saints Cowboys thing recently, but I think both these are good. But this is going to be one of the more depressing Cowboys chats I've had since we've started this show. Will 10 points.
Well, let's be straight.
You know,
this is the first game you've played with a serious opponent.
Yeah.
Dak is only good until he has to be good.
Well, okay. Right, I've been there.
I saw that a few times.
I've been hearing this, and to be fair, there is something to it. You know, we played the Redskins; they've not won yet. Played the Miami Dolphins; they've not won yet. We played New York Giants when they had Eli Manning and not Danny G or Danny J, I should say. But that all being said, I think this is a blip. Potentially, I'm worried and apprehensive about next week. We'll get onto the preview next week in a minute. Dallas Cowboys, 10 points. I mean, if you watch the Tottenham Bayern Munich game on Tuesday, Bayern Munich managed 7 against, and we could only manage 10 in about 3 hours.
Well, put that into perspective. That's 7 goals.
Yeah.
So that's 7 touchdowns.
To be fair.
If you look at it that way, it's 7 touchdowns.
But stats for the game: Dak Prescott 223 yards, 1 interception, no touchdowns, 22 out of 33. I think where really the New Orleans Saints had an advantage over us, was stopping the run. Ezekiel Elliott ends the game with 35 yards, averaging 1.9 yards per carry. It looked like the offense looked similar to what it has been in the past when we had Scott Linehan. There's been a lot of hype around Kellen Moore as a new offensive coordinator. It brings something fresh, new looks, more jet sweeps, more trick plays, more play action, instead of just being a simple, pass play, no misdirection or a run up the middle. But the amount of times that I watched that game and thought, they just ran Zeke straight up the middle, no gain, or just they didn't try anything. They didn't try any trickery. They didn't try and confuse the D. And to be fair, for the Saints' credit, the Saints shut Zeke down and said, "You can't beat us with Amari Cooper." Marshawn Lattimore for the Saints had a good game.
He's a cracking corner, he is.
He is. He pretty much shut down Amari Cooper. I mean, Amari Cooper ended up with 48 yards.
That's nothing, that.
Considering what he's been doing, it isn't anything really. And throughout the game, they game plan, so they stopped Zeke and Cooper and Dak didn't have enough. Dak didn't. There was no runs from Dak. There was nothing. It was a complete turnaround from what we've seen this season, and it was disappointing really because obviously there's a lot of talk about they didn't have Drew Brees, and to be honest, I don't think it would have made much difference. I mean, I know that's hard to believe, but as we just spoke about then, last year it was 13-10, so this year 12-10 to the opposite side. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater's no slouch. I don't think he's actually quite a good backup.
I didn't give him justice. The other week I said he's no Drew Brees, but I mean he's not. But he's a decent QB, and he didn't throw a touchdown.
No,
it's the first game the Saints haven't scored touchdowns. It's 1998 that they've won.
That's crazy.
Greatest stat. But yeah, I mean he didn't actually score.
No.
So I mean, I'm not sure how well he was going down the field.
No,
it can't be that great.
As I said, the Dallas D. I mean, last week they only conceded 6 to Dolphins, but it's the Dolphins. Redskins they conceded 21, but they conceded a touchdown in garbage time. So realistically, it's 14, and then against the Giants it was 17, but then another one in garbage time. So I'd say that was 10.
Yeah.
But they needed to do something else with Zeke. Zeke is the highest paid bloody runner in the NFL. But it shouldn't have shocked you. I mean, there's a stat. The Saints, this is crazy, Will. The Saints have not allowed a 100-yard rusher in 30 straight games.
30 games?
30, including playoffs.
What's that? Right, just under 2 years?
Yeah.
That's 2 years. 2 seasons.
Which is phenomenal.
And they've got to the playoffs both seasons.
Yeah, it is.
And obviously in the playoffs they played who? Yeah. Vikings.
Yeah. I mean,
decent sides.
Now Teddy Bridgewater is the first Saints QB not named Drew Brees to win consecutive starts since 2004.
Yeah, that stat where they haven't won a game since 1998 is pretty mad stat.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, there's not much. It's really frustrating from a Dallas Cowboys point of view because Cowboys get so much hate, and everyone was saying, right, wait until they get a good team, blah blah, and they couldn't even beat them with a backup QB, Teddy Bridgewater. I mean, a pivotal point in this game I draw to is there was towards the end of the second quarter there was 2 fumbles. Dallas Cowboys. There was Jason Witten over the middle, dropped the ball.
Jason Witten, eh?
And then with about 1 minute 30 left at midfield, they go for a 4th and 1, and Zeke gets the 4th down. It was a brave call, but they get the 4th down. But Zeke supposedly fumbles the ball, but I don't think it was a fumble. But either way, that was a huge play because it's 6-3 at that point. Dallas Cowboys have got the chance to get into field goal range. They're only about 10-15 yards off field goal range. Potentially going into the game 6-6. But where the fumble happens, then Saints get into field goal range from that. It's a 9-3, and that's a 6-point swing. And considering we lost by 2 points, that is huge. And as I said, I don't know if you've had a chance to see it, but it was a close one. But I don't think it was a fumble, to be honest. And going on to the referees ruined this game. They were awful. I literally thought that every play was getting flagged, and I can't stand it when I'm watching NFL games.
It is annoying, just flags flying everywhere.
Flags, football, it ruins it. I mean, and it's not a good advertisement for the sport. Do you know what I mean? Like, if someone sits down and tries to watch an NFL game for the first time and they sit there and it's getting blown up every play, or you see a good play and it gets pulled back for some sort of mad pass interference call. I mean, there was 2 on Amari Cooper that got called on, but it was even. They were given, they were both holding on to each other, so there was no. But it got called against Cooper twice, whereas it should have just been let go. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But as I said, that's I mean. Talking about referees is a conversation to be had.
That's a different podcast.
That is, there's only so much you can do, and we're having it. What annoys me is we're having it in football now, where if a play's called on the field, it has to be like within doubt that it was wrong. If there's any doubt that the referee, if there's any doubt that the referee was like slightly right, then they'll give it to the ref. They'll always go for what was called on the field, and I don't think that's right.
That's not right. Did you? I can't remember what game I was watching the other day. I think it was. I can't remember what game I was watching the other day, but there was a stage where, player kicked the ball offside, and he was miles offside.
Yeah.
And it came to a corner, and then the team scored from that corner.
Yeah.
So it's like it shouldn't have been a corner because he was offside.
Yeah, yeah.
So it should have been flagged, put back, but because the ref didn't see it, they then scored from the corner. Which it's crazy how they can allow that mistakes to happen.
But it's one of those things where it's like they'll always look for what did the referee say, and unless we can categorically nail that they were wrong, then that's what stands. But that's bollocks. Do you know what I mean? Like, and I think they have it's mad. But they have a better system in the college game where in the college game they'll have someone sit in the booth and they'll go a bit like VAR, to be fair.
That's similar.
And they'll go, hang on, this needs to be looked at. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so they'll tell them. Whereas, with the NFL, I think they choose what they review and stuff like that, don't they?
Yeah, they choose.
But
well, they review all scoring plays anyway, regardless.
That's true. But as I said,
but not all plays are scoring plays.
No,
so.
But they put so much on what was called on the field, and I don't think that's right. Because if you're reviewing it, it should be an open mind.
Yeah.
That it shouldn't even be taken into account. As I said, going forward, the Dallas Cowboys need to improve their offense. They're gonna face better as the Saints have got a good D, but they're gonna face better defenses.
Yeah.
So unless they can figure out a way to sort that out, they're not gonna win the Super Bowl, and it's gonna be another season where they're probably gonna go out in the divisional rounds, which, I don't want. Nobody wants. But positives from the game: Dallas Cowboys defense. Negatives: offense. The whole offense was poor. Dak Prescott. I didn't think I'd say this, but the missing Michael Gallup, they really miss Michael Gallup.
Yeah.
I mean, him not being there. And the Dallas Cowboys just need more turnovers. I think we've only got one in the space of 4 games, which is poor. Really, they do a lot to stop yards and touchdowns, but not good enough. And then so going into this week 5, we've got the Green Bay Packers at home.
Yeah, of course.
There's a lot of history with Green Bay and Dallas Cowboys. I mean,
there is.
I'll never forget that infamous Des Bryant. Was it a catch or wasn't it, Will? What do you remember that?
I do remember that.
It was a catch, fam. Don't even begin to say that wasn't a catch.
I don't think it was.
The reason
he
why
controls the ball with the floor.
Bro, the reason why we've got this new rule now for the 2-step thing is because of that play.
But he controlled the ball with the floor. So he's not in full control of the ball if the ball is touching the floor.
I don't agree. No, because he had control. He took 2 gentle steps, and then when he hit the floor, it popped out.
It's 3-step rule.
But
it's 3 steps because you catch the ball, it's 3 steps. Then you are not a defenseless player.
Yeah.
So you are therefore a ball carrier after 3 steps.
I understand that, but there comes a point when you're that close to the end zone that you can't take 3 touches in some certain situations.
No, but when you're obviously it's 2 feet in there, it's 2 feet.
Yeah.
So in regards to the Des Bryant catch, he had 2 steps, and then the ball was on the floor. He had lost control.
But he couldn't get 3.
He controlled the ball on the floor, and to me, that's not a catch.
Right. Either way, haters will be haters, but it was a catch. Des Bryant was my hero, and we should have won the Super Bowl that year. But regardless, the last
that's
week,
a bit of extravagant.
Yeah, we should have. But last time the Packers and Cowboys played, Packers won 35-31.
I think Packers will win that one, unfortunately.
Packers have got a history. I mean, bloody hell, they beat us in the playoffs again. They're
surprisingly good this year. I don't really know why I doubted them.
Yeah, they had a bit of a hiccup against Philadelphia Eagles this past week.
I'm not
though,
entirely
at
sure
home.
why I doubted them from the start, but maybe because of last season they didn't perform very well.
Yeah, I
But-
always believed in Aaron Rodgers.
But yeah, Aaron Rodgers he's not he's a definitely top 5 QB. He's definitely elite, but he's not a goat.
No. Oh,
People are yeah. I'm sorry, you can't call Aaron Rodgers a goat when you've got Tom Brady throwing.
Oh, okay, he's not the GOAT.
He is a goat,
He is a GOAT.
but he's not the goat.
No.
The goat is Tom
No,
Brady,
there's too many-
and that is not questionable.
No. There's too many, for that category, to be fair, of, a GOAT. But he is
But
a
then
GOAT.
even comparing it to like Joe Montana and Joe Namath and Dan Marino and Brett Favre,
Yeah,
you're not touching.
but they're different eras, though.
Yeah, but if we're going to talk greatest of all time,
That is true.
He's not.
But then people say Roger Staubach in the '60s was lighting it up, but
He was.
he was, but the standard wasn't as what it is now,
No, but
and that's what people.
but you got to compare. True. But you still got to compare stats.
But and as well, he's got a Super Bowl. There's plenty of good QBs out there,
That don't.
potentially Hall of Famers that don't. So, at least
He
he's
doesn't
got.
have a. It doesn't have a.
I mean, it's hard to think off the top of your head now.
Yeah, I'm trying to think off the top of my head. I can't think of anything.
Well, obviously, Drew Brees, Peyton.
Russ Wilson's got one.
Yeah, Russell Wilson's
Peyton.
got one. I mean, Dak hasn't got
Eli's
one.
got 2.
Yeah, but
Explain to me.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know how Tony Romo ended his career without one. And
Yeah, how did Tony Romo not have one, to be honest?
I love Tony Romo. He was amazing. But anyway,
We're going off tangent again.
yeah, we are. But that's the beauty of doing a podcast now, where we are allowed to go off
We can
tangent.
just chat
Exactly. We can just chat BS.
for about an hour.
So it is going to be difficult. I thought the Green Bay D was better this year, but then after seeing the Eagles game, it's going to be such a close game, and I don't want to be like a negative Nancy, but I do kind of agree with you that I think the Green Bay will bounce back from losing.
Yeah.
I don't know though, Will. Do I? Because I'm thinking it, right, the Dallas D did really well. Obviously Aaron Rodgers, as we were saying, is such a good QB, but it might be lost on there because I think the Dallas offense will bounce back, and the Green Bay D isn't that good. It's decent, but it's not
Green
as
Bay
good
D
as
isn't.
Saints.
It's not Saints D, no.
If the D can hold Aaron Rodgers, and they're at home, the Cowboys. Do you know what? Nah, go ahead. I'll say I'm not gonna go against the Cowboys. I'm gonna have faith. I'm gonna say the Cowboys win 2017. What are you saying, Will?
Close game.
Yeah.
I'm saying Packers are going to win. I think it'll be 28. 21. 28-24. I'll give Cowboys more of a. I don't know.
Let's go Cowboys.
Cowboys.
We them boys.
No, I'm saying Packers.
Go on then.
Anyway, so we're going to go to the Texans game. They were at home hosting the Panthers, and we lost that game 16-10.
Did indeed.
We did. Game didn't start off too great. Not gonna lie. Missed field goal first quarter. So we were down by 3 points in the first quarter. And then just
I mean, it's the Panthers.
Panthers.
Kyle Allen. What a G.
And then we tied it 3-3, and then bish bash bosh, touchdown. Panthers. End of half, down 7, not looking too great. Our defense, our secondary, looking absolutely appalling. It just was trash.
They got good pass rush though.
Utter trash. Yeah, our linebackers and our defensive ends and our whole D line, to be honest, and our linebacker core, they're decent. We have decent cores. We got Bernardrick McKinney, Whitney Merciless, Reader, and Watt, and they're all I mean, Watt's an elite player. Merciless is Pro Bowl. Reader's coming into his own little sort of set of dominant on line, but again, it's not enough to talk about against other D lines.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So
No.
they are performing well, but not as JJ Watts used to be. Do you know, like pulling up 20 and a half sacks a season.
Yeah.
But then we finally equalised in the third quarter. Touchdown, Deshaun Watson. To to be honest, Deshaun Watson, he's not performing as well as I hoped he would this season.
No.
And you were right in saying this. You were definitely right in saying this because you sort of said that he needs to focus on accuracy and using throwing the ball, and he's just not throwing the ball great at all.
To be fair to him, I think the O-line could help him out a bit. I mean,
our O-line's been struggling for a couple of years now, and it's improved slightly as the season's gone on, but it's not. It takes a while. The O-line will make mistakes during the game, and then they'll fix them towards the end of the third quarter.
Yeah.
And by that point, your team's already down 10 points, 15, 14 points. So, but Deshaun Watson didn't have a very good completion rate, 21 to over 33, 160 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions.
Christian McCaffrey's a good player.
He is a good player. He was running all over us.
He's surprisingly good. You know what I mean? I don't want to sound stereotypical, but how many white good running backs have there been in the NFL to that standard? He is so athletic and elusive.
I don't know. I can't think of one.
I can't. And it's almost like a bit of an oracle, to be honest, because coming out of college, I saw some combine stuff and I was like, right, this guy's good. But the size of him, I didn't think he was going to be as good as he was for a 3-down back, because he's not a gadget player. The type of player he is, he's more of a Darren Sproles type look.
Yeah, Darren Sproles is mad. But he's more of a put him in, he's there.
But he plays all the time. He's the first string running back, and it's mad.
He sort of reminds me of Edelman.
Yeah.
Small, surprisingly strong, extremely agile, quick as hell.
Well, the Patriots had a white running back, didn't they? Who was a similar type of player to him? Was it Danny Woodhead?
I can't think. Oh, maybe.
Was it? I might be getting the names mixed up, but I think it was Woodhead. But yeah, kind of going off time. I just took that from the game. I just thought, he's the type of player that the Panthers wouldn't be anywhere where they were without McCaffrey.
But anyway, going back to the Texans game, Deshaun Watson, one touchdown, one rushing touchdown. Our run game is not too. It's not good this week, grant you, but it was good previous weeks. We're getting first downs. Carlos Hyde ran for 58 yards, which is not. That's pretty bad. That.
Yeah, well,
Duke Johnson ran for 56.
Yeah, so they split it, so they got about 120 rushing yards overall or something.
Yeah, overall or something.
But I was just seeing here, Deshaun Watson got sacked 6 times.
It's our own line giving up players. And again, it's the same with so the good things that I think about our team is we have a good receiver core. We've got Hopkins, Kenny Stills now, even though he's questionable for next week, but he's still, decent receiver. He's not too bad. We make good plays, and Will Fuller, and Kiki QT. It's a good core. Running backs this year, I think Carlos Hyde and Duke Johnson. Carlos Hyde was a good trade, I think, and he's done well so far for us. Duke Johnson, he's sort of getting there, and our D line and linebackers, our secondary. Our O-line are just trash.
Yeah.
Just beyond trash.
Which, funnily enough, if we're contrasting our two teams, I think is
similar.
No, I think it's the opposite. Our O-line.
Oh, your O-line's mad. But your O-line's been mad for years.
Yeah.
And
our secondary is a lot better than our D-line. Our D-line played okay this week. I think they got 5 sacks.
Yeah.
With Robert Quinn back. But I as I said, it's very it's very contrasting really when you say that, because we've got a good O-line and a good secondary,
whereas you've got no sort of D-line.
Yeah, apart from DeMarcus Lawrence, really. But yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we had a couple of forced fumbles. Whitney Merciless and JJ Watt recovering a few of those.
Well, that's what's really good about the Texans. I noticed they do get a lot of turnovers.
It's because we have really insanely big players.
They give up
Whitney
plays.
Merciless is a unit. JJ Watt is something different.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine if we'd have kept Clowney.
Well, he got a pick.
He got a pick six, didn't he, in the game?
Pick six. I was thinking that when he got.
But yeah, it's mad that. But yeah, towards the end of the game, we fumbled. We were 13-10. Texans fumbled with 3 minutes left of the game, and Panthers answered with a field goal to win the game. So we could have. I think if we didn't fumble, if we didn't, sort of piss about with the ball, as it were, Deshaun Watson sacked. Ball goes out.
What's going to happen with Texans though going forward though? Well, I mean, I don't want to alarm you, but now this is 2 games now, 13 points and 10 points against the Jags and the Panthers away. I mean, at home you've to be fair, what were you, a home or away? Panthers Texans game.
Home win.
So
and I just saved you.
So that's 2 home games actually. So we either home to the Jags as well. I think we're home to the Jags.
No, we're away to the Jags because we're in London.
No, I mean earlier. You against the Chargers.
We were away at the Jags because the Jags' home game is in London. Because it's technically the Jags' home game.
They've not what's already been.
The Jags' away game's already been.
But it wasn't London though, was it?
No, the Jags' home game. So we're playing away at the Jags. Oh no, the Jags must have played at home.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
They must have done. Sorry, I'm getting my words mixed up.
Yeah.
The Jags played at home.
So is.
I'm confusing my words up, but yeah.
So
you're right.
That's 2 home games for the Houston Texans where they've underscored. So is it worrying though? Because
I mean, a little bit. The only thing I'm worried about is our own line, and we're just giving up sacks. Sacked 6 times. Last season, Houston gave up the most sacks in the NFL. Or something stupid. Or something like that.
It's probably not going to change.
No, I don't think it will.
Well, I mean, there's some contenders, but...
I reckon if we had a Cowboys O-line...
You would probably finish 8-8.
No, if we had a Cowboys O-line, even though how bad our secondary is, I still think we'd make playoffs easy. I think we'll make playoffs this year, to be honest.
It's looking tight though, as I said. And
we're leading at the moment.
Listen, what we've been saying.
Well, the Colts lost.
Yeah, but that means every one of your team in your division is 2-2.
Yeah.
Which is literally what we've been saying for weeks now. Which is your division is literally a bunch of mediocre teams.
Yeah. As much as I hate saying that.
Don't want to break your heart.
As much as I hate saying that.
But you need to be realistic about this.
Yeah, but in our division from 2002, when the Houston joined the league, we had who was dominating our conference and division was the Colts. Peyton Manning was just slinging all over the place, and we were getting dicked down. 1 season, or 2 seasons, we went 2-14. Bruv, we lost 14 games. But anyway, so yeah, the main point of the game was the Houston fumble with 3 minutes left. We could have tied, gone to overtime with a field goal, or even won the game with a touchdown, but we didn't. We fumbled to give Panthers the opportunity to win. Secure the win, 16-10. Disappointing. I think the things to pick up from the things to improve on for that game for me is definitely the secondary and O-line, as I said earlier. And the things, I think, the aspects of the game that we did really, really well on were, I think... I don't know. Turnovers.
There was
turnovers. Our D-line, turnovers and D-line.
Literally, our games last week were pretty much identical.
Yeah.
We both scored 10 points.
Yeah.
Couldn't really move any in.
We couldn't run. I was going to say our run game is okay, but we rushed for 110, 120 yards. Our receivers core have got 50 yards each, less than that probably. So I mean, but I think defense. Our defense is well. I'll say our defense, our linebacker core and our D line. But moving on to next week, we are. Are we away at the Falcons? We're playing the Falcons. Put it that way.
Who's the NRG stadium? Is that you?
Yeah.
Texans? Yeah, you're at home.
We're at home again to the Falcons. I have a feeling we'll win that one. Even though
Falcons are 1-3.
Falcons are 1-3. Yeah, they've only won one game this season.
Against the
I'm worried about
Eagles, man.
I was going to say I'm worried about Deontay Foreman, but I think our D line and linebackers will wrap him up, and our pass rush is pretty good. So I'm hoping we can sort of limit Julio Jones's chances, but he will burn through our secondary.
Yeah.
He will sizzle us.
Well, what is the Falcons' defense been like this year? I'm not sure.
I haven't really followed the Falcons this year, to be honest. I haven't really looked, but I can't imagine it being very, very good.
I'm struggling with this one, to be honest.
I'm glad it's an early game for us, so it's kick off at 6 o'clock for the UK fans. Which is good because you can watch it on Red Zone at a reasonable time at night.
Yeah,
it's not because I know the US football fans that follow the Premier League have the same issue with staying up to God knows what time in the morning or wherever to watch a game But I mean, for us, it's if we want to watch a primetime game, we're talking 1 o'clock till 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, that's the thing as well. Like you can watch a football game in 90 minutes if you catch it all. Whereas
with NFL, you're talking 3 hours.
That was what it was like for me in the Saints because the kickoff was 1:25, and I couldn't do it, so I had to rewatch it back. But by that point, I'd found out the result.
Yeah, it's so annoying because you wake up in the morning, you go on your phone. I go on Instagram, and the first thing I see, because obviously it's for Houston Texans and stuff. First thing I see is disappointing loss stuff. God,
yeah, exactly.
Don't want to see that. I wanted to watch the game myself, but I mean,
and you just forget, don't you? Like you when you wake up, you don't think. Can't go on my phone, Jack.
Yeah. I think that.
But anyway, just going back, the Falcons have actually given up 28 to the Vikings, 20 to the Eagles, 27 to the Colts, and 24 to the Titans. So that's not looking good for their D.
No. I mean, last time we played was beginning of the season in 2015. They beat us 48 to 21.
Yeah.
And if I'm not wrong, that was the year they went to the. What year did they get to the Super Bowl?
Oh God! Well, it was.
Last year was.
Was it 2016?
Last year was Eagles. Who was last year?
Last year was Patriots.
Patriots Rams. The year before that was Eagles Patriots.
Yeah.
So that's 2017. 2016 was Patriots Falcons.
It's probably that, yeah.
So that was the season they went to Super Bowl, wasn't it?
And they absolutely cocked it up.
Yeah, but no, I'm more talking about the fact that we got dicked 48 to 21, and they were a Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
So I mean, from 4 years, three seasons ago, 4 seasons ago, they've gone from being
It said here February 5th, 2017. So it was the 2016 season.
Oh, so this was the season before that. Okay.
Yeah. So, I think. I honestly, I don't know what to say, to be honest. I don't know whether.
I'm obviously going Texans. I'm going to go Texans. It's going to be a close one, I think. It's going to be like a low scoring game. It's going to be like 14-10 or something stupid.
Considering you picked Green Bay and I picked Dallas, I think I'm going to flip it again. So I'll pick Falcons if you're picking Texans. And it's the first time we've gone against each other's teams.
It is actually. Only because I'm not sure about what Green Bay are going to do, because we've been quite unpredictable this season.
I am, and at the same time as well, I don't know. You'd hope that the Texans are going to bounce back, but you'd hope that the Falcons aren't going to go 1-4. They probably will. To be honest, I think if the Texans O-line gets their act together, I think they will steamroll them. But I'm going to say the Falcons because
I hope so. I would genuinely hope so, but I just don't know.
Well, I'm just hoping that I win predictions anyway. So, as I said, Falcons for me.
Should we dive into
What else happened on week 4, Will?
So what happened week 4? We had Titans away at the Falcons. As we said earlier, the Falcons let Titans score 24 points to 10. Titans won that one.
Yeah.
24 to 10.
Matt
Ryan.
We didn't do predictions, did we? For week 4.
No, we didn't have
Obviously,
predictions.
we missed
But
it.
yeah,
So.
we missed that week. But a crazy. Matt Ryan threw for 53 attempts and completed 35 for basically 400 yards.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, they were launching that ball about the joint.
Rip Texans secondary next week, eh?
I hope not.
No.
But yeah, so Titans beat the Falcons. I'm annoyed at because I wanted I'm pretty sure I said Falcons to win, or did I say Titans? I'm not sure who I said.
Well,
Who I would have said.
Yeah. Well,
Put it
we
that
said
way.
this, didn't we? We were quite lucky that we didn't do predictions because a lot of the
Because
games.
I would have been hammered.
Yeah.
Personally, I would have only got a few right.
I was surprised by a lot of these results. So.
And then next game, the team that I had the most faith in this season, but now for some reason I have no faith in, the Oakland Raiders.
The Okie Raiders. The Oakland Raiders and Colts 31-24 to Oakland Raiders. Josh Jacobs 307 rush yards through the first 4 games is an Oakland team record, it says here. I mean, Oakland and Colts are similar teams, really, aren't they?
Yeah.
Both 2-2. Be interesting to see how they pick up from this going forward.
I mean, I'm glad the Colts lost due to divisional rivalry and stuff, and I'm glad that I do have faith in the Raiders, but again, I don't really know why.
No, well, you keep going on about this Hard Knocks crap.
I love Hard Knocks,
and it
gets you hooks on the team players, man.
It's ruining your predictions.
It is. It has ruined me. But we'll just allow it.
On sec. Should we cut this? Well, I think the internet's gone a bit jag.
Yeah, because mine's going well slow.
The internet's gone skew with.
Okay, so we got Seahawks Cardinals was the next game. Seahawks were away at the Cardinals, away at Arizona. Seahawks won that 27-10. Bit of a crazy game that was.
Yeah, well, Kyle Murray, he's not having the best of times, really, is he? I mean, I know he's a rookie, but...
I had high expectations for him, and he hasn't done much.
To be honest, I didn't have high expectations this year.
I did.
Maybe...
I don't know why. I don't know.
You're just a positive thinker, Will, aren't you, really?
I liked him because... to be honest, I liked him because we had an assignment at uni, and I based my entire assignment off of Kyler Murray.
So you got to know him a bit more.
Yeah, I don't know. I just sort of fell in love with him when I started researching into his upbringing and school and stuff.
Yeah. What's the next game, Will?
Next game I've got is Buccaneers Rams. Now I was shocked at this.
Oh my goodness! I know.
Buccaneers scored 55 points over the Rams, who scored 40.
What happened there?
Tampa Bay 55 and LA to 40. I don't know. Tampa Bay scored 3 touchdowns in the second quarter.
That's bad. That's poor reading for the Rams, D. And I have no idea.
Touchdown. I mean, it's just insane. So we'll have...
I mean, Jameis Winston's trash. How's he doing that against the Rams, D?
Threw 4 touchdowns for 1 interception, 28 completions, 41 attempts, 385 yards. Similar to Matt Ryan's stats, but other than the touchdowns.
Well, because Matt Ryan managed 10, whereas Jameis Winston managed 55.
Ronald Jones, 1 touchdown, Peyton Barber, another rushing touchdown. Charles Goodwin, 2 receiving touchdowns. Mike Evans receiving touchdown. Cameron Brake receiving touchdown. Mad game.
It was. When I saw that, I thought,
And the Rams.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, I thought, here we go. So, Jared Goff threw 45 to 68. 68 attempts.
That's poor.
517 yards. 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Not great.
No. And that's at... That was at home? Home or away?
Away. No, home, sorry. Home game. I think Todd Gurley rushed for 2. Only carried twice. Sorry, only carried 5 times. 2 touchdowns. Malcolm Brown carried 5 times. Yards 14. Average of 2.8. Rushing games poor. But again, if you've got Todd Gurley at the 2-yard line, you know, he's going to score any. Receiving, Cooper Kupp, 1 receiving touchdown. Gerald Everett, 1 receiving touchdown. Again, 5 receptions, 44 yards. Same with Cooper Kupp, 9 receptions, 121 yards. That's not a bad game. Robert Woods, 13 receptions for 164. That's not too bad.
No, I mean, obviously the offensive stats are going to be high because, I mean, that's almost 100 points scored combined. You know, it's going to be, but that is not. I don't know. It'd be interesting.
It's not a Rams team.
It'd be interesting to know really whether a team has won the Super Bowl and conceded 55 points in that year.
Yeah,
because it's probably never happened. Well, I mean, like, so
they won.
So if the Rams go on to win the Super Bowl now,
yeah.
I doubt that's happened before, where a team that's won the Super Bowl has let in that season 55 points. In a game.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
So
I don't know.
That's bad reading because if they're capable of games like that against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, what's going to happen when it gets down the line? That's a really off game, and obviously we don't keep up to date with, you know, the ins and outs of each team because it's actually impossible because there's 32 bloody teams. But as far as I'm aware, they weren't missing many people on defense.
I can't imagine I would. I don't know how James Winston scored 4 touchdowns.
No, neither do I. But anyway, what's the next game?
So the next game, Jaguars, Broncos, close one. Jacksonville won 26 over Denver's 24.
Big up G Minshew.
26-24. Gardner Minshew.
My G.
The man, the myth, the legend.
Are you onto all these memes? They're so.
I saw
funny,
something stupid on Daily Snark, which just shows how stupid it was. Gardner Minshew's completion rate overall for the whole season is 69.420.
Yeah, I've seen that.
So 69.420 is his completion passer rating. Completion, whatever it is.
Did you know that when Gardner Minshew was born, he drove his mother home afterwards?
I heard he was born with the mustache.
Yeah, and the bandana.
But I mean, the badass that he's somehow to become, from the nobody he was a couple of years ago, to the meme king of the 2019-20 season. Threw 213 yards, 19 to 33, 2 touchdowns, no interceptions. It's not bad.
No.
It's pretty good, that. James O'Shaughnessy, one reception for 1 touchdown, 18 yards. Raquel Armstead, 1 reception, 1 touchdown. Dade Westbrook, 5 receptions, 66 yards. Not great. I mean, Gardner Minshew fumbled.
Yeah.
Bless him.
I mean, listen, the Denver Broncos 0-4. They're not going to achieve anything this year.
It was a close game though. 2 points between them.
It was a close game, but at the end of the day,
Joe Flacco had a better rating, I reckon. 22 over 38, 303 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception.
Yeah.
Definitely a better rating.
No. Well, you know.
I need to figure out how to do that. How they do the rating, so I can figure it out in my head. But I can imagine Joe Flacco being better and having a higher rating than Gardner Minshew.
What was next game?
Next game. We've got the Texans, Panthers, which we spoke about before.
Just spoke about.
These are your ones now.
With my ones. So what we've decided to do is, because there's too many games to keep up with, is that we split the games. Obviously, we're going to take the games that are divisional.
Like yes, the ones we have most interest in, we'll keep an eye on. So, for instance, I'll keep an eye on the AFC South, and you're keeping on the NFC East.
The NFC East, and the first NFC East game was on Thursday night. Philadelphia Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. Thursday
Go Birds!
Game. Fly Eagles fly, as they say.
Go Birds!
At the start of this, I thought they'd potentially get into the Super Bowl. That was my predictions against the Patriots. What can I say? I mean, I was surprised. I mean, it's not every day that they lose at Lambeau Field, the Packers. Philadelphia Eagles lost to the Detroit Lions. But they might be back on a roll. I mean, looking at the stats here, Carson Wentz, 16-27, 160 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. I mean, 160 yards doesn't scream out. I mean, Jordan Howard and Miles Sanders combined for about 150 yards. I thought what was interesting was, I mean, the second quarter, it blew up. There was 34 points scored in the second quarter. 21 for Philadelphia, 13 for Green Bay. Extremely close game. I think Green Bay had a chance to tie the game up towards the end and someone fumbled. But all in all, you know, hopefully Dallas Cowboys don't get caught up by Philadelphia Eagles, but it's looking like they might do, so drives more pressure on that game. We've also got New York Giants beating the Redskins. I mean, Daniel Jones, what can I say? He's come in and
taken storm a little bit.
He has. But I was thinking this well, and you know, I don't know what you think, but is there any coincidence that as soon as Barkley gets injured, they start winning?
I mean, that's quite a loosely based accusation there, Max. But no, I don't know. I mean,
I'm just saying.
Saquon's a class player.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones isn't. He's proving himself.
But
he's doing a good job at it as well, I think.
Listen, I'm not going to blow smoke up the New York Giants' asses, though. I mean, the Redskins are awful. I mean, Dwayne Haskins starting, he threw 4 interceptions, two fumbles. New York Giants ended up with 6 turnovers. It was just the New York Giants defense hasn't been that good this season. But watching that game, obviously they only give up 3. If you watch that game, some of the interceptions they got were awful. I mean, there was one where Dwayne Haskins threw it at Vernon Davis and it basically hit Vernon Davis in the face and it popped up in the air and they grabbed it. It's just stupid shit like that. Like, you know, when you watch
that happened to Texans a few years ago. Brock Osweiler lobbed the ball down to, I can't remember who it was actually.
Well, it's Brock Osweiler, Wilson.
He lobbed the ball downfield, it ricocheted off someone's helmet, and I think it was the Patriots who played it, or something, off his helmet, and they picked it off.
Well, William, I think potentially we've got Game of the Week here.
What? You don't think Game of the Week was Tampa Bay Rams?
No, I think the Game of the Week was the Chiefs Lions.
You think?
Yeah, because Tampa Bay and the Rams, surprising.
It's an insanely high scoring game.
It was, but I feel like the Tampa Bay was always winning that game. It was never really.
What? In what universe? No, I had money on the Rams.
I was in mid game. It was never close.
Oh, yeah.
So from a watching it from purely entertainment standpoint, this was the game of the week. Chiefs Lions. I mean, I said to you, and you were sleeping on the Lions when you mocked me a few weeks ago for picking the Lions.
I mocked you hard as well. I was ripping into
you. You did, and you took a fat L.
Fat L.
I said the Lions were good at home, and they nearly dethroned the Chiefs. Nearly.
But nearly dethroning the Chiefs isn't quite actually dethroning the Chiefs.
30-34. just insane. I mean, the scoring really took off in the second half. 26 points overall scored in the first half, and then 34 points in the second half. Detroit Lions went and scored a touchdown with 2 minutes to go, and Patrick Mahomes pulls off a game-winning drive to put Kansas City 4 points ahead. This game, if anyone gets a chance to go and watch the highlights, there was so many fumbles in this game, like unbelievable amounts. The turnovers was crazy. I'm going to see if I can get it up now, how many fumbles there were. So, fumbles lost for KC 3, fumbles lost for Detroit 2. So the total of 5 fumbles. Pretty sure 3 or 4 of them were in the third quarter alone. And if anyone wants to get a chance to watch as well, it's something I've never seen before. There was a play where Patrick Mahomes rolled out to the right. He threw it to Travis Kelce. He did one of those big post-up catches, but he did like a little handoff. So generally he can pass it back.
Yeah,
He never make use of it.
Yeah. Technically, it's like a lateral, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. So they'd set up LaShawn McCoy just in front of Travis Kelce. So when he went to throw it, he dunked it off to LaShawn McCoy, and then he ran for like 20. It was sick.
So Mahomes threw the ball to Kelce. Kelce palmed it off to
Kelce whilst he was in midair, like
caught it, and then
Lino like dumps it off to LaShawn McCoy. And
damn, I didn't see that.
Goes for like 20. It was sick. But anyway, yeah. So
that's like a rugby line-out sort of play, isn't it?
I think Patrick Mahomes is probably the best QB in the league.
Best QB in the league at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. So we've already gone through the Dallas Saints game. We had another surprise, Cleveland Browns putting 40 on the Ravens.
I know, I was surprised at that.
I mean, I wasn't too high in the Browns. I think we were both
I
high.
had faith in the Ravens, you know.
Yeah, so did I, because they started well.
Started off really well. Started off blindingly well with Lamar Jackson.
Gone a bit
crazy,
shit. Well,
perfect pass rating, didn't he?
Main thing to take from this was Nick Chubb, 165 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah.
If anyone had him in their fantasy team, they'd be laughing. Baker Mayfield, 342, 1 touchdown. Another game, in the first half, 17 points scored. And then in the second half, I mean, there was 17 points alone in the third quarter, 21. 17, add 21. Quick math, that's 38. 38 points scored in the second half. That's awful defense all round, really.
It's not great.
But yeah, surprise, 40, 25. Next up, we've got New England Patriots against the Bills. I'm sure everyone was disappointed about this. Well,
no, I had faith in the Bills. I wanted them to have some dethroning ability there, but no, they didn't.
New England beat the Buffalo Bills.
I'm not surprised. I just wanted them to win.
And to be honest, I can't even be bothered speaking about the Patriots. I mean, Tom Brady, 150 yards and 1 interception, and they win. You know,
it's not great.
It's just typical. It's typical Patriots. Though that's what they do all the time, and I'm fed up with it. Josh Allen goes out the game with a concussion. It was quite a nasty hit, to be honest. We're not even spoken about the bear.
Perfect.
That was a nasty hit. He's
out for the season.
Out for the season.
He's a bastard of a player.
He is a nasty bastard.
He's a nasty bastard.
I mean, the amount of concussions in the NFL, and then he goes and does that. But Matt Barkley comes in for Josh Allen. I don't know how Matt Barkley is still in the league, if I'm honest. He didn't play too poorly, but he threw an interception. It's basically dead in the game. Frank Gore had a 110-yard game. And then the last game was Pittsburgh Steelers beating the Bengals 27-3. Not much else to say about this game, really, apart from Andy Dalton is awful. I mean...
So he's gone from trash to meh to awful.
Yeah, we said he's top of the trash pile, and I said he was trash, and then you said he was trash, and now I think everyone has to agree that Andy Dalton is...
He's gone.
He's one of the most overrated QBs that there's ever been in the league. I mean, I
don't think he's ever been rated at all.
Yeah, but considering he's been the starting quarterback for the Bengals for how long now? How's he still there? If you're a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, I wouldn't get too over your head.
No, I wouldn't either. It's Bengals.
Because I actually think the Bengals defense played all right. but there's only so much you can do when the offense is doing 3 and outs constantly. Yeah. So other than that, poor all round. So we've got our predictions. Well,
yeah.
We didn't do it last week. I won week 3, 11-9.
You won week 3, 11 to. I got 9 right. You got 11 right.
So that means, well, that I'm 3-1 up.
You are beating me 3-1.
A forfeit on week 8. After week 8.
Why are we doing after week 8?
Because we said that we're going to do a mid-year forfeit.
Oh, we did
and
say
then
that,
an end-of-year forfeit.
No, I do remember that conversation.
So you've got 3 weeks left now. So if you do not win this week,
I'm gone.
Then you're 4-1 down, and then you've got week 6, 7, 8. So then you have to win the next 3 to tie. And then if we tie, I don't know what we'll have to do at that point. But that's unlikely because
we'll have to have some sort of. I'll tell you what. If we tie Madden game to.
Oh, we'll see. If we play a Madden game later, I'm gonna have to see how different we are in
abilities,
yeah.
Because I do like to, strategize my Madden gameplay.
Well, we've also got a forfeit based on that.
I think I'm quite the connoisseur.
Oh.
Of
okay.
I think I'm a better play caller than Bill O'Brien, but we'll keep that to ourselves.
Are you best out your mates, would you say? You want to throw some shade at anyone?
Actually, nah. You know what? I don't think I am,
Are you the whipping boy of your mates, well?
Nah, I'm not whipping boy. It's about average.
Is anyone the
Normally
whipping boy?
What we do is we have fun with it. So like if my mates come over, we'll play a trash bowl.
Yeah.
So we'll play like the worst rated teams.
Yeah.
And then we'll play with like the Madden Elite and Madden Legends.
Yeah.
So we'll do like 99 overall rated players to 60 overall rated players. So it's not a comparison of how good you are. It's more the team. But it's still it's a good crack.
So people have like excuses. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
okay.
I'm making excuses for myself.
So we'll roll through these off the tongue.
Smash through these.
We've got Thursday night. Tonight actually, isn't it?
Tonight, yeah.
We've got Rams at home at CenturyLink Field. Who have you got, Will?
Rams.
This is difficult, Will. I don't know what to do. We've got Seahawks 8-1 in the Thursday primetime game since 2010. I'm going to say, after that last week, I'm going to have... You can't think that the Rams D is going to be that bad again. I'm going to say Seahawks.
Fair enough.
A close game, though.
Jaguars Panthers. I'm regrettably saying Jaguars.
You're going to say the Jags? I'm going to say the Panthers, Will. I think their D's good, and I think Gardner Minshew's probably going to have a poor game. We've got Cardinals, Bengals.
This is a trash bowl, but
really
I've got faith in Kyler Murray. Still have.
Are we going to agree on a single one yet?
No, I'm going Cardinals.
I'm going to go Bengals.
Although, yeah, you were saying Bengals' defense was quite good.
I think the Bengals' defense is quite good. I think Dalton's trash, though, but I've picked Bengals pretty much every week, and they keep letting me down, so I'm just going to, throw balls to the wall.
Texans, Falcons. We've already discussed that. I'm saying
that.
Texans, you're saying Falcons.
Superdome, back at the Superdome, Saints,
Buccaneers, Saints.
I'm also going to go Saints, although...
Yeah, that's the first one we've agreed on so far.
It is. We're not giving the Bucks love, really, but I think that was probably...
Vikings, Giants. I'm going to say Vikings,
I'm going to say Giants.
With the lack of Saquon Barkley, I don't know how well they're going to rush.
I think Vikings are a hit and miss team, and I think Giants are getting in a bit of stride. I think it's going to be close.
Yeah, a little bit. I can see where you're coming from, but I just don't see them performing as well without Saquon.
Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, William.
First London game.
Bears Raiders. Will there be
Bears
as many points on the field as there was on Tuesday?
So we're hoping for 7 touchdowns. Actually, no, hang on, 9 touchdowns. Because it's 7-2.
Even points. The way the Bears are playing, are they even going to score 7? That's the thing. Are they going to score more than 2?
Bears. I'm saying Bears.
Bears, Raiders.
I'd like the Raiders to win, but I mean, given
I think Raiders played quite well.
They did play well, but I don't know. They haven't played that well as I hoped they would do from the last 4 weeks. And Bears have been lacking on offense, but the defense is just insane.
I agree. The Bears' defense is insane, but from pure spite, because you've picked the Oakland Raiders each week, and I've just
rinsed me to high heaven.
Realistically, it screwed you over. I'm gonna say the Raiders, because if the Raiders win, and you haven't picked them. It's gonna be so funny. Got Jets, Eagles, Lincoln Financial Field. Got Eagles
game, that one, yeah.
Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Jets off a bye week, but that won't matter. Yeah. Heinz Field, Ravens, Steelers.
Nothing Ravens, mate. I've got faith in my running back of Lamar Jackson.
I mean, they just lost 40 against the bloody Browns.
I know.
I'm gonna say the Steelers.
But then Steelers they opened up their game with 3 points.
That is true. But I'm gonna say Steelers, bro. I think the Ravens are a bit.
Okay.
They're on a bit of a downward spiral.
Bills, Titans. I want the Bills to do well this year, so I'm gonna say Bills.
I've got Bills too. Yeah. I can't really say much else there. I think we might disagree on this one though. Will Patriots, Redskins.
Do you know what? I think it's going to be it's going to be a point of how much will they win by.
100% Patriots.
Oh yeah, no question.
Broncos, Chargers.
Chargers.
I think Chargers, but potentially I'm calling this now. That could be a slip-up game with Chargers. The Broncos could win that.
Maybe. Well, I think their slip-up game was Texans. To be honest, they slipped up on their last sort of minute of the game.
Said Cowboys, Packers.
Yeah, I'm saying Cowboys. I'm saying Packers. Sorry.
You're saying Packers, yeah.
Said that already.
Colts, Chiefs.
That's on Monday. Chiefs, no brainer for me.
Can't bet against the Chiefs ever. As much as I actually like the Indianapolis Colts, Chiefs will win.
Yeah.
And we've got final game, Browns, 49ers.
49ers.
Oh.
49ers. That's a tough one because they're both rising teams.
I feel
Do you not think?
I feel like proper rat though because since you said that you got to make the 49ers, I've never picked them to win, and they're 3-0.
I got mates. I got mates to support most teams in the NFL. I got mates to support Browns.
But coming off a bye week, you'd think that they've have schemed well for the Browns, and they're at home. So I'm gonna first week I'm gonna pick the 49ers.
I got faith in them.
And if the Browns win, then don't at me because I've picked us. So yeah, the
teams on bye week this week are Lions and Dolphins, and I think the Dolphins are happy they've got a bye week so they can spare 1 week of the embarrassing memes. Although I'm sure someone will create some ridiculous stat that saw some stupid meme that the Dolphins have performed better on their bye week than they have done on the normal weeks.
Probably. I mean, I don't think they'll go 0-16 though. I actually think they're better than.
The Browns. They'll win a game.
Yeah,
a couple.
Whoever that team is should
prepare for it.
Should prepare for.
They're not going to go 0-16. I highly doubt if they will.
No,
I'd be surprised, but
they won't do it, Browns.
Yeah, so I think we'll call that for one. This has been Let's Talk Yards, week number 5, our podcast. Thanks for listening and check out our future videos. Cheers.
Sweet.